What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Wait What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 123. My name is Bret, aka Enigma9011. You can catch this podcast live usually every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/Enigma9011. You can join the chat if you're a subscriber over there. We'd love to have you in on the conversation. But if you can't catch it live, that's A-OK. You can go over to YouTube and podcast services where it drops topic by topic. Is put as one big video in MP3 for your amusement on the following Friday. So, one more thing. Merch store. How'd I forget that? Hashtag ad. Merch store. You got all your swag over there. T-shirts, cups, backpacks, and more. Rep the brand and we will love you for it. So now we're hopping into the episode. Moose is crazy as all hell. Woo! There he goes. But we're here with another episode. We're flying solo this week. And I wanted to chat a little bit more about WWE2K22. As we are recording, the full roster, let's put that in quotations, has been revealed earlier this week. So I kind of wanted to run through the roster, who's going to be in it, at least from what they say, and then talk about some interesting omissions that are not there, and hear Artemis's side of the tale as well, and who he's upset isn't there. Hi. Having fun over there? Just peeking around the corner. So anyways, full roster is out, and I'll read through everybody, so buckle up. Here we go. Alright, so as of right now, from what 2K has confirmed for their roster, they claim it's full. This does not include DLC besides the pre-orders stuff, and then as we'll talk about, maybe some unlockable characters that are being rumored or, some evidence behind. So here we go. AJ Styles, Akira Tozawa, Alexa Bliss, Alexander Wolf, Andre the Giant, Angel Garza, Angelo Dawkins, Apollo Crews, Aria Davari, Asuka, Austin Theory, Batista, Bayley, Becky Lynch, Beth Phoenix, Bianca Belair, Big Boss Man, Big E, Billy Kay, Bobby Lashley, Booker T, Braun Strowman, Bret the Hitman Hart, Brock Lesnar, Cameron Grimes, Candice LeRae, Carmella, Cedric Alexander, Cesaro, Chad Gable, Charlotte Flair, Chyna, Dakota Kai, Damian Priest, Dana Brooke, Dana Birch, Demon Finn Balor, Dexter Lumis, Diesel, Dolph Ziggler, Dominic Mysterio, Drew Gulak, Drew McIntyre, Eddie Guerrero, Edge, Elias, Ember Moon, Eric Bischoff with the NW Life Edition, Eric, Farouk, Fabian Eichner, Fandango, Finn Balor, Goldberg, Grand Metalik, Happy Corbin, Hollywood Hogan, also with NWO, Hulk Hogan, Humberto Carrillo, Io Shirai, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Ivar, Jake the Snake Roberts, that's an interesting one, JBL, Jeff Hardy, Jerry the King Lawler, Jey Uso, Jim Neidhart, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, there we go, Jinder Mahal, Joaquin Wilde, Cena, Morrison, Johnny Gargano, Jordan Devlin, Kalisto, Kane, Karrion Kross, Kaylee Ray, Keith Lee, Kevin Nash, also NWO, Kevin Owens, Kofi Kingston, Kushida, Kyle O'Reilly, another interesting one, Lacey Evans, Lana, Lindsay Dorado, Liv Morgan, Mace, Macho Man, Randy Savage, Mandy Rose, Mansoor, Marcel Barthel, Maurice, Mia Yim, Mickey James, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, Montez Ford, Mr. McMahon, Murphy, Mustafa Ali, MVP, Naomi, Natalia, Nia Jax, Nikki, ASH, Oni Lorcan, Otis, Papashango, Pete Dunne, Peyton Royce, R-Truth, Randy Orton, Raquel Gonzalez, Raul Mendoza, Razor Ramon, Reckoning, Rey Mysterio, Rhea Ripley, Ric Flair, Ricochet, Riddle, Road Dogg Jesse James, Robert Roode, Roderick Strong, Roman Reigns, Roddy Piper, Sami Zayn, Samoa Joe, Santos Escobar, Sasha Banks, Scott Hall, NWL version, Seth Rollins, Shane McMahon, Shawn Michaels, Shayna Baszler, Sheamus, Shelton Benjamin, Shinsuke Nakamura, Shotzi Blackheart, just named Shotzi, Slapjack, yeah, that's a name, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Sonya Deville, Stephanie McMahon, 6 with the NWO version, T-Bar, because fuck it, Tamina, Tegan Knox, Brian Kendrick, The Miz, The Rock, Timothy Thatcher, Titus O'Neil, Tommaso Ciampa, Tony Storm, Trent Seven, Triple H, Stratus, Tucker, Tyler Bate, Tyler Breeze, Ultimate Warrior, Undertaker, Ministry of Magic, Phantom Mask, Boneyard with the pre-order along with his base, Walter, William Regal, X-Pac, and Xavier Woods. Woo! Okay, so big roster there. Hopefully you're still hanging on through that. So as we're reading through, great roster, a lot of red flags pop up of like, wait a minute. Obviously, we know the past year or two has been hell on releases. As many a name has been released from their contract, 90 days, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of these people are in different companies or aren't even around. So, heading over to the helpful guys over at the SmackDown Hotel, I'm curious as to how many are not even on the roster anymore. I don't think they list that specifically, unfortunately. But there's a lot of names on here. Okay, so let's kind of go through me, and then we'll reference SmackDown Hotel. And who's not even in this company anymore that's in this game? Now, granted, obviously, we didn't have a 2K21, so this is a 2-year development. I don't know how deals work with video games, but anyways. All right, Alexander Wolf is one up there. Daivari is up there. Billy Kay over in Impact now. Braun Strowman's not there. He's in the EC3 thing, the Control Your Narrative brand. Cesaro literally just left, so, I mean, okay, that one's a little bit more reasonable because that's hot off the presses there. I don't think Danny Burch is there anymore, so that's 6. Ember Moon is no longer there. Fandango's no longer there. Grand Metalik is no longer there. Swerve's no longer there, so we're up to double digits. Jeff's no longer there. Oh boy, Morrison, Gargano, Kalisto, Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, yikes. Kyle O'Reilly, Lindsay Dorado, Mia Yim, Mickey James, another Impact player, Murphy, Nia Jax, Oni Lorcan, Peyton Royce. I'm not going to count Reckoning because that's technically Mia Yim as well. That's another just weird. We have her normal, and then we have her as her Retribution wrestler, but whatever. I know, it's weird. Road Dogg. Yeah, I won't count that one. Technically, yes, but Samoa Joe. Do Shane McMahon? No, I won't count that one either. She's still there. Tegan Knox, Brian Kendrick, Timothy Thatcher, I think, got let go. Tony Storm left. Tucker's been gone. Tyler Breeze is gone. William Regal's gone. So that's like 27 people in this game that aren't there. And maybe I counted wrong. Maybe it's 30-something. But that's a lot of people. Now, granted, as a fan, I'm happy for it because, you know, it's cool. We get these people that, you know, we really enjoyed in the company, but unfortunately got let go because of financial reasons. So it's cool that they do get their spot to be in a game, especially some newcomers like Cross being in there. It's nice to see that they're going to be able to make their appearance in the game and we'll be able to play as them. So now for some interesting omissions. So, you know, there's some obvious names that aren't in that are like they're in AEW in the more legend status. I guess you could say no Big Show, no Christian, no Mark Henry, no Sting. Okay, I get it. Kurt Angle's not in it. That's an odd one. I don't know why that is, especially with the Rey Mysterio showcase, so I don't know. Like I said, there's this gray area of where, like, unlockables aren't being talked about. Dominic Mysterio has been confirmed as unlockable, but obviously he was in that list. We'll kind of get into it a little bit later on of some other news of potential unlockables. But, so, as of Legends, the ones that were previously in there, that were removed are those. Now, with the 27 names we just kind of talked about, obviously the releases, I don't know the like time span for some of these. Some of these names feel like they were released a long time ago, and there's people who are missing that like it was a shorter time frame of when their release was or when their contract ended, etc., etc. So maybe these people are missing. I could see one missing because it was like a contract end, but there's a lot of them that are fit that release criteria that, like, once again, I don't know the timing of it, but they didn't make it. So the big one that I'm sad about is Adam Cole Bay. Nowhere to be seen here. Now I can understand because he is a contract that just ran out. If it's that case, okay. However, I guess to immediately blow up my point that I was trying to make, Gargano and O'Reilly, both their contracts ended. They weren't released or anything like that, but they're in the game. And Cole left prior to them. So is it because Cole, also going to blow up this point, is it because Cole's a big star in AEW now? They're not going to like promote that? But then looking at the roster and those 27 names I fucking listed, there are people who are in AEW. Kyle O'Reilly's in AEW right now. Keith Lee just made his appearance in AEW. There's some people in Impact. We mentioned the Inspiration now, the Iconics. We mentioned Mickie James, her being over there. Like, there's a lot of really odd, like, it's so odd that he's missing because of, obviously, the other examples. And my only thinking is maybe because he's elevated over there. And that's the same could be said for Aleister Black. Aleister Black's not in this game. Bobby Fish isn't in the game, or at least said. But that was a release. But, like, if, no offense to Fish, he doesn't seem on the scale of Cole to be like they would be worried about saying him. Like, once again, Kyle's in it. It's just the biggest, like, head scratcher of, like, what? Now, could these guys be unlockable? Potentially. Now, the reason I'm saying, like, maybe on the potentially unlockable stuff. So, once again, shout out to the SmackDown Hotel. They've been covering this game, like a couple other people on Twitter, like crazy people, really analyzing screenshots and stuff like that. There has been some like t-shirts in the crowd. People have always picked up on that year to year of like, oh, this is a t-shirt, they got to be in the game. So I guess there's been an Aaliyah-esque t-shirt circling around, and people are like, oh, well, does that mean she's DLC? And to me, logically, no, because why have the shirt now if she's going to be planned later? Like, that seems like that would go at the same time just because of any hiccups or anything. DLC gets canceled. I don't know. That seems like more of a problem. Like, why would you include it now, kind of thing? And another screenshot coming from them is it's like the create a character thing, and you get to choose your background, what kind of style of character you are. And they're showing Shayna Baszler in the MMA background. And there's other or superstars that kind of have this style. Shayna's one, Sonya Deville's listed, and then Zaya Lee is listed. Zaya Lee's not in the confirmed superstars. So why would you have her in the create a character, at least like by name, if she's not there? Is it just like a fan service type thing? Like, oh, this is another person in the WWE system that has it. And to me, I don't think they would do that. That just seems like a really odd choice to like, oh, here's this person who does it, but they're not in the game. I don't know. It's kind of like pointing out your own flaws. Like, oh, here's a hole. of content that's not there or whatever. Usually they don't reference anyone who's not on the roster or things like that, unless it's like old entrances they have the animations for, and they like do the generic close enough title to it kind of thing. So that just seems odd, that like, why is that included if she's not included? So there's potential that maybe Zaya is an unlockable, similar to Aaliyah with the t-shirt situation. So maybe, just maybe, now there's, you know, little to no evidence of Cole being in it, but that could lean towards it, because once again, he was in the company in the past year, and he left prior to some people who are obviously in the game now. So, question mark there. And there's a lot of other names, like I mentioned, Aleister Black, Bobby Fish, Bray Wyatt, and The Fiend, nowhere to be seen. I think he was another one that just terminated normally, or maybe he just kind of camped at home. I don't remember his exact situation. But yeah, it's just a weird thing to think about, of like, why did this person make it but this other person did not? And then you have people who are still active, or at least signed to the roster too, that didn't make it. And I get it, not everybody makes it, but like Paige, why did Paige not make it? Like, I know she's not technically active, but like, is it that bad to throw her in as like a legend character, or like, I don't know. And then you get some more current people who aren't in it as well. Aaliyah, I've mentioned. Dewdrop's not in it at all. You don't get Madcap Moss, no Omos, no Queen Zelina, Rick Boogs, Ridge Holland, Zaya Lee we mentioned already. You get some more of the 2.0 NXT 2.0 guys, which a lot of people think in DLC. That makes sense. They're more recent players, so like maybe they haven't been scanned in, or that would just kind of like make something enticing, like, oh, it's the new brand of superstar, like that's a buying point for the DLC. So like a Braun Breaker, or Toxic Attraction, Indy Hartwell. I don't know. There's a lot of people on here. LA Knight, MSK. We'll have to see what their plans are for DLC. There's no confirmation. It's just 5 different packs, I think, is what has been said. I think based on memory, pre-order bonuses are usually one of the packs. So if you pre-ordered, you could get the Undertaker pack. So those 3. So I don't know if that's like its own pack, or if they're just going to be downloadable later. Same with the Rey Mysterio Halloween Havoc outfit. That's on there. Maybe that's an unlockable during his showcase. Or sorry, not, did I say 99? 96. For Starcade. That's what it is, Starcade. So I don't know if that's the case. And then my best guess would be this NWO pack that is included in the season pass. Like I said, I'm just going off of what has happened in the past. You pre-order, you get this thing. It's like early access kind of thing. So I feel like the NWO guys will be included in that season pass later. So that would be one of the 5 packs. So it's going to be interesting to see who makes up for the rest of it. On their site right now, it says Season Pass. Season Pass allows gamers the opportunity to gain access to all 5 of the DLC packs, featuring new superstars and legends. So obviously now we know, similar to old ones, like it's a confirmation of older wrestlers and then some new people. So the 2.0 guys, most likely, or maybe somebody they're pushing more recently on the roster, like a Dewdrop, to make it in. Maybe during the time of scans that she wasn't being used as much or pushed as much, like that could go. Same with Omos. Omos is a weirder one, I would think, because he's been around a little bit longer. Same with Zelina, but that's a potential. That's a possibility. So yeah, it's a great roster. I'm very excited for next Tuesday for early access. And like I said, I'm excited that some of these release people have made it into the game, because great, the creation suite is awesome and people do a great job in there, but it's always like, well, it's created, so it doesn't feel as genuine, like especially with like theme music and etc. So having these people in there is nice, and it's going to be cool to see them in the higher resolution character models like we've seen in screenshots and footage so far, especially for next gen. Very excited for that. So yeah, it's cool. It's the whole weirdness of timing for who is included and who is not included, because some just don't straight up make sense. And game development takes quite a while. Takes a long time, and I don't know. I don't think that would be something. We made the jokes about 2K and WWE with all the releases, like, geez, who's going to be left for the roster? Because you would think you would delete it, but obviously they're not. So, like, do you just toss away all this work you did for people animating their entrance or the character models and stuff like that? I could get it if it was like somebody really problematic, something happened outside of, out in the world, and like, ooh, no, don't include this person, they're a piece of shit. Like, I get that. But if they're just on another promotion, as long as they've made that deal for royalties and stuff like that, I don't see why they wouldn't be included. And obviously, as we can see, there are people who are included that are part of AEW or Impact or just some other promotion or independent entirely. Like, doesn't make sense. So we'll have to see. The game's official launch is next Friday as of recording, so the 11th, and then if you pre-ordered for early access, it's the 8th. Excuse me. So excited to jump into the game, excited to start streaming it. The entrances or the clips that I have seen more and more as we get closer to the release makes me more excited. I know that first initial launch trailer was kind of like, I'm excited, but I'm hesitant, and I'm not sure if it was like the mixture of potentially last gen and next gen graphics. Some stuff looked really, really good. Some stuff was like, yee, that doesn't look great. The more I've seen recently has made me more excited. The way things are animated and people looks fantastic. So excited to jump into it. Excited to jump into GM mode, see how difficult this thing is compared to, SmackDown versus Raw 06 through 08. And then the My Rise mode, the like my career, the create a superstar, take them through. With the information that's come out about that so far, that looks really interesting as well, compared to past story modes that they've attempted for your create a superstar. Apparently a lot of recorded dialogue from active wrestlers and legends, which is nice. Apparently, allegedly, there's like 50 hours of content, and you can really decide how your character is, whether they're a good guy, whether they're a bad guy, and you can change it, it seems like, at your choosing. So that's really nice to have that flexibility. I just hope it is fun and exciting. There was potential a few years ago, I don't remember which year it was, but where you would like work your way up the system, and you could choose when to jump from NXT up to the main roster, or if you wanted to go to the main roster right away after your tryout matches, etc. And it seemed conceptually fun, but when playing it, it was like, I think I fought Big Cass like 8 weeks in a row. We were in a rivalry to start, so it made sense. But then after that, I was in a rivalry with somebody else, and we were still fighting single matches every freaking week. I'm like, this is not fun anymore. So hopefully there's enough variety in it this year, whether it's who I'm fighting or who I'm facing, or at least like things happening, interference, story, like moments in the story that kind of keep it going along and make it interesting. Hopefully we'll see that in this year's as we play My Rise. And then there's one other mode in there. It's kind of like a card collector. My Faction, I believe it's called. I'm interested to see what that's like. I wonder if it's like NBA's kind of thing with the My Team, where you collect the cards, and those cards are the players you can use in the game, and you can go up against, you know, the actual teams or Legends teams, Hall of Fame teams, and you kind of manage that. If it is, that game mode has been a lot of fun. I know some people get really invested in the My Team on NBA side. From what I've played on my own offline, that's been a blast. But I don't know if 100% that's how it works here, if you're going to, those are the superstars you use and wrestle as, or if it's just more of a card-based type game mode. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how that plays out. But yeah, just want to talk about the roster a little bit, and yeah, just the weird mystery area we're in of like why so-and-so is included and someone isn't. Hopefully these people that we talked about today, Cole, Aleister Black, like, I'd love for them to be in it. Like, the more, the merrier. And it'd be fun, obviously, in GM mode to play, like, these hypothetical situations of an NXT versus an AEW if you know, they didn't give up on NXT and stuff like that. Or just even have them included in these fantasy drafts would be nice. But only time will tell. We'll have to see. Unlockables, in my opinion, are always a blast. I know the season pass, usually they give you like a key if you just want to instantly unlock everything. Personally, myself, makes it more interesting if I chase after it and have that goal to attain. So if these characters will be unlockable, I mean, that is a big motivator. Yeah, I get to play as Adam Cole in WWE game? Hell yeah, you know. But we shall see. Only time will tell. And like I said, I'm looking forward to streaming it. If you're interested in watching, keep an eye on social media, and you can see when we're streaming some WWE 2K over